let's talk about the unfolding drama, the developing story around world football. The World Soccer Governing Body, FIFA, it's like there's always one major issue to talk about per day. And today, the story is about the man from Trinidad and Tobago, Jack Warner. That's the man in the news because Jack Warner, about 4 years ago, talked about staying off football. He doesn't want to do anything around football anymore. But today, it's another story altogether. The Ethics Committee of FIFA has slammed a live ban on Jack Warner. They don't want him to come near the game for what they call series of misconduct, a number of misconduct that they found him guilty of. It took 4 years for them to arrive at that. So Jack Warner, more trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, very, very big trouble for him. I mean, days ago, he was actually signed up to be extradited to the United States for investigations concerning financial misappropriation when he was a vice president of FIFA. And today, the ethics committee took them a long while, 4 years. Well, the man actually went off the scene of football, but then took them a while, and they have to make that decision. Now the question is this: was it because Trinidad and Tobago decided to extradite him to the United States? That was why they took that decision. That is something that we cannot ascertain right there. But you just have to realize that FIFA is really in the news right now for the wrong reasons. I mean, days back, a couple of days back, FIFA president was actually indicted as well, and he will be investigated too. And of course, Jack Warner too. This time around is as if things are happening, and FIFA, everything around FIFA is just about basically corruption and all that. Let us see how it goes. The ethics committee taking that decision today is not like a surprise. This is somebody that has left football anyway, but they took that decision today, and it wasn't like it's a surprise. Really, it's not a big surprise. It's something that I felt that they should have done 4 years back, not now. And the question, as I said earlier, if it was not signed up to be extradited to the United States, would they have taken that decision? That's
okay.
a billion-dollar question.
All right, that's one issue that we can't give you a clear-cut answer about. But the issue is, this man has been facing investigation for a long time, and today the pronouncement came that he is to be banned from the game of football. But Yemi, we are at the same time building up to the FIFA elections. And what exactly is the latest? Some candidates for the post of FIFA president are still saying whatever we do to the game of football after this FIFA matter, after all these issues are resolved, we should keep that game intact. We should allow FIFA to stay in control of running the game and not just cause fragmentation here and there.
It's clear now that the forces causing the implosion in FIFA is more than the key players in FIFA itself. It's clear to everybody. You just talked about Jack Warner and being banned for life, a body that has credibility issues itself, banning someone. So it's a mixed bag, really. It's confusing. But we'll wait to see. Someone that I quite respect told me that there are some powerful people somewhere, powerful governments that wants to ensure that some people that have played key roles in FIFA in the last 10, 15 years will probably not be there again after the elections.
It's a case of taking out the man that is your target and taking out his entire structure. Yes. Because what you want is a clean break.
Take out his legacy. A clean break from the past, which is looking like what will happen now. And like I said, I make bold to say, and I still say, that at the end of the day, it might just be the Korean Cho Moon-jun and Prince Ali that might be in the picture.
The front runners.
Well, might be the front I'm not talking about who's going to win the election. Okay. I'm just talking about the front runners who have not been tainted one way or the other.
And maybe some unknown dark horses somewhere.
And it's interesting that even Jack Warner that we mentioned, in spite of all the allegations that had been on before, his problem started, after the election that preceded this one. So it's interesting. Apart from the forces outside of FIFA fighting to take control of FIFA, the powers in FIFA itself, people in FIFA, another piece. So it's nobody is in control. Nobody's. Someone jokingly said, if the head of the body is already facing charges, who then is banning somebody for life? You have a whole lot of trailer load of issues that need to be sorted out. But one thing that is guaranteed, that football will be cleaner after that election.
Talking about cleaning up football, Costa Rican Eduardo Lee today also was approved to be extradited to the United States by Swiss court. So it looks like those powers that you talked about, Yemi, those governments that you talked about, that really want this break from the past, a total break from the past, and a clean start for football. Looks like they're making some headway. Cosmos.
Yeah, they're making headway. Of course, you talked about external forces. External forces in the FBI, and of course the the agency in the United States that are trying as much as possible to make sure that football is clean. And of course, they're picking them. Yeah, before the election, they actually picked 7 of them.
Someone said it's Operation Cut the Tall Trees.
Exactly.
Cut the Tall Trees.
They actually picked 7 of them.
Out the key
and of
figures.
course, they're taking out the key figures. Now, Jaquana, this is Eduardo Lee. Tomorrow it could be somebody else. Oh, of course, there was Jerome Vacay, who was also indicted as well. And of course, the big boss himself, Sepp Blatter, even if he's still saying that he's in charge of football and he's not going to resign, and he doesn't have anything to answer to.
And just to add this, a little bit of religion. This reminds me of a case where, I think the powerful governments are trying to prove a point to FIFA. Back in those days, there was this statement that came out that you can't have a state without a state, where, religion and politics were getting, and they were getting, the church, so to say, then was getting so powerful.
Exactly.
And the state wanted to prove that, look, we have to separate these. You have to know your boundaries.
Exactly.
And now FIFA has always thrown it to governments and powerful people in the world that, look, this is an internal matter. We have our laws. You can't poke your nose into how we run. But that's not the case anymore. They are not setting the agenda. They are not setting the pace. They are pulling, these forces is pulling FIFA apart. And by February, I wonder if there's going to be still
anybody standing.
And
the funny thing is that they're actually going for key figures, those who are the structures of FIFA itself. Of course.
And you can see those key figures right there on your screen.
You can see them on your screen.
Every top guy is almost
all of them. Exactly.
Although conspiracy theorists that I agree with, apart from maybe Jerome Valk and Platini, UEFA have somehow not, been in the forefront. I don't know how that
all the
happened.
money that.
and maybe CAF as well.
Yeah.
Okay. The days ahead will help us to really find out how much can be done in terms of cleaning up the sports. I want to assume that this is a genuine effort at cleaning up the sports. We'll be able to see how far we'll go before that February day that Blatter talked about.
And Blatter gave us a warning that we should beware of continental domination, whatever that is, that some blocks in FIFA are so powerful that they will erode some of the reforms and, the sort of democracy that, some people believe
enjoys at the
FIFA moment will not be there because a certain bloc
will want to dominate the other one.
Will be more powerful than the others.
Anyway, we'll see what we can do. In terms of how much of a cleaning of the sports that can be done, if it's a genuine effort at cleaning the sports, we'll see how much can be done before February 2016. That is if Blatter is not forced into moving it closer. Because those guys want him to go like yesterday. So we'll see how far that will go in this effort to try to redeem the sport that we all love. That's football.